And it's time for another 4-H Spotlight here on your live event here with Natan Visser, Norman County 4-H. And Natan, tell us what you brought to the fair here this year.
This year I brought a cow-calf pair and one breeding heifer to the fair.
Okay. And in terms of preparation before a fair, what does it take to get ready for one?
Well, first you gotta start off by putting a halter on them and just tying them up, gain their trust basically. Then you just comb them, brush them, basically the works. And then as you get closer, or as you move on with that, then you just gotta start trying to walk them. It's gonna take probably about 2 people to walk one just to get one cow walking, but it's worth it in the end.
And in terms of being here at the fair, what's your favorite part about being a part of it?
Probably just hanging out with my friends that I haven't seen for a long time and just enjoying the showing part in general.
Okay. And what is it about showing animals that you enjoy?
We just basically like to advertise the quality of cattle that we raise, so then people can say, oh, I want to go buy one of their cows or something like that.
And kind of going back, pre-fair preparation, how do you choose a cow that you're going to show?
Well, you got to basically look for like looks and qualities, like how their structure is, and just basically look for the quality of the animal.
Okay. How long have you been in 4-H?
Too long to remember.
Too long to remember, so of course you have a lot of experience with it. And if you were to give, like let's say a Clover Bud, some advice on showing cows, what would be maybe 1 or 2 things you'd tell them?
Start halter breaking your cows early. Halter breaking them a week or 2 before the fair is not fun.
Awesome. And are you going to be participating in other activities here at the fair besides 4-H? Nope. So just going to be parked in the barns all weekend?
Yep.
Alrighty. And Natan, before we get going here today, just anything else you wanted to share about 4-H or I guess the fair?
Well, about 4-H, it's basically a fun thing to do. You get to meet a lot of new friends. You get to go to these cool camps, and we get to do like just a bunch of fun things. And it's overall just a good experience and just a good time.
Would recommend joining it then, I assume?
I would recommend.
Awesome. Well, Natan, thanks for the time here today, and good luck to you in your events here today.
Yep. Thank you very much.
And it's time for another 4-H Spotlight here on your live event here with JP Babolian. And JP, tell us a little bit about what you did here at the fair today.
Today there was a pig show. We had to go out and show the pigs and get awards and stuff.
And how'd the pig show go for you?
Pretty good. It was very noisy.
Very noisy, all right. And what else are you going to be doing at the fair here this week? Did you have any shows here yesterday or coming up here tomorrow?
I had a show yesterday. I was showing horses, and that went pretty well.
If I remember correctly, this was your first year showing horses, I think your mom told me, right?
No.
Or first time with this horse?
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about this new horse, this horse that you showed.
He is a good horse. He did a good job, and he is very cute.
And what's his name?
Rex.
Did you choose that name?
No.
Who did?
We don't know. He came with that name when we got him.
All right. And of course, you're here showing with your brother Dan as well. Do you guys help each other out in terms of practice?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And I know you guys also do honey. And is that your honey exhibit in there in the Egg Ed building?
We brought the bees, and we brought a block of wax, and a bear of honey.
All right. And do you like working with bees?
Yes.
Now, what is it about bees that you enjoy working with?
Getting money for helping working.
Getting the money. How about the honey? Are you a big fan of honey?
Yes.
What's your favorite way to eat honey?
Plain on bread.
Plain on bread. That's nothing wrong with that. And how much work does it take to be with bees? Are you there doing stuff every day, or is it like once a couple weeks? How much work is it?
Normally every day. We have to go out practically every day and then check them out, and we have to feed them and everything.
All right. What do you feed bees?
Corn syrup.
Corn syrup. Okay. And are you ever afraid that you're going to get stung?
No.
No? Why is that?
Because I'm used to it by now.
Alrighty. And how about the fair? Are you going to be riding any rides or anything like that this year?
Yes.
Any rides you're going to be sure to ride first?
Bumper cars.
Bumper cars. All right. Are you going to be doing that with your brother, kind of ramming them, or is it going to be other people?
my brother and other people.
Good answer. And it's time for another 4-H Spotlight here on your live event here with Zane Jacobson of Norman County 4-H. And Zane, I know you brought chickens to the fair here today. What kind of work does it take to show a chicken?
Well, first you when you're with the judge, before you're with the judge, clean their pen and fill their water and food so then they know that you're taking care of them. And then when you pull them out straight and put them in straight so then the feathers don't get bent.
And what kind of practice do you need to do before the fair with your chickens to show them?
Make them feel comfortable holding them.
Comfortable holding them, because I assume they're pretty erratic when you first get started with them?
Yeah, they're a little tense.
A little tense. All right. And in terms of when you're not here at the fair with your chickens, are you like collecting eggs? What are you kind of doing with them?
Well, every year we at least have to get more chickens because we can't show the same chicken all the time, so we have to get smaller ones.
Okay.
So we have to get one or different chickens every year.
Okay. And how many chickens do you think you have given at your place or farm?
I don't really know. We've had chickens since I was like under 10, I think.
So safe to say you always have eggs at the house?
Well, right now they're not laying because our last batch of chickens got attacked before the fair last year, and then we got some from a friend, and then but they didn't get attacked this year.
And in terms of 4-H, is chickens the only thing you do, or do you do static exhibits, or are you like active in the club when the fair's not going on?
In the 4-H building?
Yeah.
Well, this year I did a battery. That's how a battery works. And then I also did a thing with my GoPro.
Okay.
And then I did a little bit of crops in the Coliseum, and then I did a Case IH picture. Remember I did the John Deere last year? Mm-hmm. Said I was going to do the case.
So it sounds like you're doing a kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and the rides.
Okay. Speaking of rides, any rides been your favorite so far?
Well, I rode the Zipper my first time this year, and that was surprising and scary, but once you got used to it, the scary part was when you go off the edge, it feels like you're about to fall and nothing's going to catch you, but then it swings you back in.
Okay. How about you kind of going back to your projects? I know you mentioned you had a project with showing how a battery works. And if you were to explain just briefly how a battery works, how would you say?
So there's plates in a battery that's a negative plate and a positive plate, and then they're together but apart, kind of. So there's a thing in the middle that keeps them apart, because if they were together they would short out. Like if you ever jumped a car and you put the ends together, yep, and they spark. So to keep those apart, there's something in the middle to keep them out of there, and then there's acid in some cells, and then once the acid gets with those ones from the power. So a battery doesn't create power, it stores it. The alternator creates the power, and then it goes into the battery. To hold it there, the cells with the acid in them and the negative plates and the positive plates, once they connect to each other, they'll hold the power, kind of.
Awesome. So we've talked about rides, we've talked about 4-H. Fair food, are you a fan?
Yeah.
You have a favorite fair food here this year?
Lupe's Tacos.
Lupe's Tacos.
Speaking of, they also have a restaurant in Dilworth, or around there.
Awesome. Well, before we get going here today, was there anything else you wanted to say here about 4-H or the fair before we get going?
I love the fair.
Awesome. Any shout-outs?
Shout out to Norman County Fair.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the time today.
Thank you.
And it's time for another 4-H Spotlight here on your live event, here with Dylan Grundy of Norman County 4-H. And Dylan, tell me a little bit about what you brought to the fair this year.
So I brought a planter box, some ice cream some fried ice cream, and I also did a epoxy tray, and then I made a succulent bed thing.
Tell me about the pot the display you made first. What does that kind of look like and entail?
So I picked out some succulents, and I made them so I put it in this case so they would stand up, and then I picked out all the best colors that I like that go together.
And how did you feel it turned out?
I feel like it turned out good, and I got a grand champion on it.
Oh, grand champion. So what does that mean moving forward?
That means that I can keep doing stuff like that.
Awesome.
I didn't get to go to the state fair because I'm not old enough.
Oh, not old enough yet, but still awesome to be grand champion. And when you learned that you were grand champion, what was the initial thought that went through your head?
I was surprised that I was grand champion on that because that was one of my worship projects.
Okay. And how about 4-H? What else do you do in 4-H when you're not here getting ready for the fair?
We always have 4-H meetings and just do other stuff to help the community.
What do you do in these meetings?
Just talk about stuff,
Like what kind of stuff?
like what we're planning on doing.
All right. And Dylan, would you recommend 4-H to someone not in it?
Yes,
Why would you recommend it?
because it's just a really good learning experience and it helps you become a better person.
Do you like being in 4-H with your brother?
Yes,
Do you get to teach him some stuff along the way as well? Mm-hmm. Does he teach you anything?
yeah, some stuff.
Like what? Like what are some things your brother's pretty good at?
He's really good at sports.
Okay, awesome. Well, Dylan, before we get going here today, are you going to be participating in anything else here at the fair this year?
No, I'm just gonna go on rides,
Oh, like what kind of rides?
like all of them.
Any one that you want to go on the most?
No, I haven't seen all the rides that they have this year.
Awesome. Well, Dylan, thanks again for the time, and good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And it's time for another 4-H Spotlight here on your live event here with Miles Grindy, Norman County F4H. Can't talk. And Miles, tell me a little bit about what you did at the fair here this year.
I did some school projects and I did some flowers.
Okay, so first tell me about the school projects. What did you do for those?
We did some tree things and we did some things for my mom and dad at school.
Okay. And what about the flowers? Did you like grow flowers, make a display? Kind of what did you do for that?
We kind of made a display.
Okay, what kind of flowers did you use?
We used the 4th of July flowers.
So like red, white, and blue ones?
Yep.
What made you want to choose those two?
Because the red one looked good and I like the white ones and the blue.
So they just look cool?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me a little bit about 4-H. How would you describe 4-H to a kid who's not in it?
It's really fun. We do things. We talk about stuff.
Like what kind of things do you do when you're not at the fair?
We talk about stuff and we do things.
Okay. Do you get to do these things with your friends?
Yes.
And how many of your friends are in 4-H?
5.
Like 5? What's your favorite activity to do in 4-H with your friends?
Probably when we got the cookies.
Oh, like to make cookies?
Yeah.
Or did you just eat them?
We just ate them.
What's your favorite type of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
All right. And how about, would you recommend that people join 4-H?
Yes.
And why would you recommend it?
Because it's fun and it's a good experience to have fun and you get to go on rides.
Speaking of rides, have you ridden any rides yet?
Nope.
Which rides are you going to ride?
All of them.
And I would ask about fair food, but I can kind of tell with the green around your mouth, you've already had some. What did you have?
I had some candy spray from Mahana Shaved Ice.
Awesome. Well, Miles, before we get going, anyone that you wanted to shout out while you're out here on YouTube?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the time.
Welcome.
We'll be right back.
Bye.